My name's Davida Shinsky, and the title of this program is Live Without Limits, Reach Personal Success on a Daily Basis. Our purpose here is to talk about topics under mental health and psychology, relationships, and personal growth, anything that keeps you from reaching your maximum potential. And today's presentation is titled Eight Helpful Ways to Cope with the Aftermath of Being Ghosted. There are many people out there who will befriend you to get what they want, and then once they've gotten what they feel they deserve, they don't need you anymore and they will ghost you. There are a lot of great things that the modern world has made possible. Faster transportation, huge cities, the internet, and social media. However, that modern world has also led to a series of challenges and issues such as accidents, theft, and ghosting. Yes, unlike our forefathers who lived in small towns and villages, restricted to commune with only people within trekkable distances, fast transportation, the internet, and social media in particular has made it possible to stay in touch with people from distant cities, sometimes halfway across the globe. Long distance relationships have never been easier, fixable, and even enjoyable. And while it is amazing to stay connected with people despite the distance and buzz, it has also become equally possible to lose people. Ghosting is now possible. What is the meaning of ghosting? Ghosting is when someone you've been in close contact with suddenly vanishes with no trace, a word, or even warning. It feels almost as though they never existed. Sometimes you could even get blocked from seeing their accounts or social media, or get blocked from messaging them. In fact, it sometimes feels as though the relationship never existed before, that maybe you were dreaming. When you think about it, there is hardly any reason why they should choose to stop speaking to with you. You may even start to believe something bad must have happened to them because, from all indications, everything is great until it wasn't. Just like in the movie Reminiscence, you feel like you deserve some explanation, and the silence, the ghost, drives you insane. All sorts of feelings cloud your mind and judgment. You may feel ashamed of being undesirable or disposable, confused for not knowing why it happened in the first place, angry for being left hanging, embarrassed because of what your friends or family might think. Your ego and self esteem suffer, and the silence grows louder. Being ghosted hurts a lot, no matter how tough you are. It hurts, particularly because you made yourself so vulnerable to the individual, something that is necessary to establish a meaningful relationship with people. So, whose fault is it? Yours for exposing yourself, or theirs for being so insensitive? Your mind swings between both conclusions. One moment you are being and blaming them for being immature and stupid and lame. But to think that of them would imply that you were to blame for opening up to someone like that in the beginning. The next minute, you find yourself blaming yourself for being so gullible and stupid and vulnerable. Both extremes hurt, neither helps. So, how do you cope with the pain of being ghosted? There's 8 ways to get over being ghosted. So, let's face it, whether they informed you or not, you are still going to be hurt. Maybe a little less, but hurt nonetheless. The answer you seek, the desire to know the reason why they ghosted you, is oftentimes just not worth it. What you rather need is a plan to rejuvenate your hurt ego and self esteem. That said, what do you need and how do you do this? Stop blaming yourself. The first thing you must do is stop blaming yourself for the action of others. The truth is that not all relationships can work no matter how nice you are. In fact, it's seldom about you or them, but about your compatibility. This can involve several factors that may be outside the control of both of you. Think religion, source of income, distance, genetics. Don't suppress your feelings. Don't numb your hurt by abusing substances, drinking, smoking, or even eating too much. You must allow yourself to feel your feelings so that they don't come slipping out later in uglier forms. Empathize with yourself, comfort yourself, say nice things to yourself, and maybe even treat yourself to something nice. Take care of your body and mind. Nourish your body and mind with healthy foods and rich content, respectively. Keep your body and mind healthy by not allowing toxic food, drink, people, or ideas to get into them. Don't let negativity marinate your psyche. Talk to someone. It is easier to process emotions if you share them with someone who you can trust and someone who genuinely cares, maybe a friend or family member. Talking relieves you of the pent up emotions. It makes you feel understood. Spend more time with family and friends. This can remind you that you are loved and accepted. It might heal the pain and put the relationship in perspective. You begin to realize that those who matter would never leave. And if they did, maybe they were never meant to be. Maybe it was for the best. And you still have people who care for you. Meditate, practicing some loving kindness. Meditation can prove to be very effective in both making peace with yourself and forgiving the other person for the hurt they caused. If done right, you can come to be genuinely happy for both you and the person. Talk to a therapist. In extreme cases, like the case of the guy in the movie Reminiscence, you might want to seek professional help to process your emotions in a healthy way. Being ghosted stinks, but you don't have to let it overtake you. You could be ghosted by a date, a friend, or a coworker, and it is normal response to feel a bit hurt that things didn't go the way you expected. But you have to realize that most ghosters are also struggling with something, and maybe It was best for everyone that the relationship ended sooner rather than later. And the last thing I want to say about it is this, that usually it's the other person's problem that causes the ghosting and not yours, and you should never take it personally.